I was talking to my dad last night and he brought up the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, which that in itself I don't have much of an opinion on because I haven't been keeping up with that at all. But he said something along these lines that inspired me to make this video. Johnny Depp let a girl beat him up. What is he, a pussy? Now, economics-wise, my dad is a very progressive person, and even on a number of social issues, he's a very progressive person. He is pro-LGBTQ plus rights, he is for BLM, he takes systemic racism very seriously, but at the same time, he's over 50 years old. Some stupid takes that were way more prevalent in previous decades are obviously going to be instilled within him, and unfortunately the idea that men can't be on the receiving end of domestic abuse is one of them. I wish this mindset would die already because it perpetuates nothing but harm. This leads to men who have been on the receiving end of abuse, whether it was mental or physical, not speaking up about it, not seeking out adequate resources to get help. Because saying shit like, you were abused by a woman? Just suck it up and be a man. What are you, a pussy? Does not fucking help in the slightest and only damages people. Men are so often taught to just toughen their problems out, work their problems out on their own, without seeking any outside help. Because that's what quote-unquote real men do. Men don't show vulnerability, men don't get abused by women, and if one does get abused by a woman, well, that's probably on him for not being enough of a man to not allow a woman to walk all over him. We rightfully condemn the abuse of a woman at the hands of a man. Why do we struggle to do the same when the roles are reversed? Abuse is abuse, no matter who is at the receiving end of it. And this is yet another reason why I fucking hate toxic masculinity so much. Yeah, there's that saying again. That saying that so many people wrongfully think was created to just hate on men, but in fact, it is a saying that was also created to critique the societal norms that harm men. The idea that men are these emotionless rocks that should just power through their problems is a mindset that is ingrained in so many people, and a mindset that I wish would just fucking die already. I know that the statistic for men that are on the receiving end of domestic abuse is significantly lower than the statistic for women that are on the receiving end of domestic abuse, but perhaps there are some outside factors that play into why that is the case. It's not a stretch to think that there is a significant number of men out there who are at the receiving end of domestic abuse, but don't report their abuse because of all of these bullshit norms that society perpetuates. They may believe that no one would believe them, or just ridicule them because they weren't man enough and they were abused by a woman. It's just disgusting that we collectively do not give enough of a fuck about men who are on the receiving end of abuse. Like, there is this video on YouTube that I saw years and years ago. I was probably like 13 or 14 when YouTube recommended it for me for whatever fucking reason, but it was a video of a man documenting his abuse at the hands of his girlfriend. She pinned him down, punched him, was screaming at him, and to my recollection, this is for some trivial bullshit like him liking another photo from another woman on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. And there were people in the fucking comments just not taking this seriously whatsoever. They were saying shit like, oh, this is so hot, I wish a woman would treat me this way. Look, I get domination fetishes, whatever. It's personally not my thing, but there are people who have it, and that's fine. But this was an actual video documenting real abuse a man was facing at the hands of his girlfriend, who I really hope he's not with anymore, unless this was some Hollywood-level roleplay. I'm willing to bet if there are any videos out there where the roles are reversed, where the man is screaming at and beating the shit out of his girlfriend, people would not be saying the same thing. People would not be saying, this is so hot. They would be rightfully condemning that shit. But because we are taught that men are supposed to be the tough gender, they're not supposed to let anyone walk all over them, we don't take the abuse of men seriously enough. So a lot of men who are victims of abuse either continue to suffer in silence, or if they were lucky enough to get out of that toxic relationship, they live with untreated trauma for possibly years. Their traumatic experience is something that you should take seriously, not laugh at, not get turned on by. This normalizes men not speaking up about their problems, in fear that their masculinity may be put on the line or something stupid like that, because society has drilled into their heads that they should just toughen out their problems. They should just suck it up and be a man. Psychology just doesn't work that way. Living life like that only bottles up more and more problems within a person, and as a result, that person is more likely to suffer from more mental health issues. What a shock! If you ever wondered why suicidality is more of a problem among men than women, shit like this is the answer. Society's unwillingness to take the issues of men and their trauma seriously can lead to a man taking his own life. We've already been able to identify that the abuse of women is wrong and should be condemned in mass. Can we finally start doing the same with men? Please. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Bye-bye.